What is going on? How's everyone doing tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, we have Zed Gazette in the house tonight. Super happy to have him here. How is everyone doing? We got a crew and we got at least 30 in here. We got Crazy Cat JMO. Crazy JMO's dealing with this problem of too many good bred horses. That's a good problem to have. Darth Side is here. Dan Shan's here. Welcome to the stream, Dan Shan. Happy to have you here. Wow, my volume is a little high. Let's turn that down a little bit. Gutters, we got a crew tonight. Said Retro's here. Darth Side with the first in chat. Andy, how you doing? What is going on? So, Bert is in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. Today was my Friday. Workday is not quite done yet. Be a little bit of a shorter stream tonight, but I'm headed out of town. If you are in the Atlanta area early next week, I may be around. Would love to hang out, see some of you if my schedule opens up. That's TBD at this time. But yes, I will be down in Atlanta. Let's hook up. Let's go out, grab some Num Num juice. It'll be a great, great time. What up, Scott? Oh, BB12 Ego, how you doing? So I want to kick off tonight talking about MJ for All. Again, that is a kind of monthly giveaway that I have. The horse this week, or this month, for November, unnamed, unbred, unraced. It is a Z16 exclusive veteran. Has some pretty fun blood, coral wave color, which is a rare coat. So it'll be really awesome, I think, for kind of a younger, newer stable. Could get lucky for a more established stable. Z16's not horrible by any stretch of the imagination. And again, kind of here's how that breakdown works. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a few things. You're going to see latest followers, Zed Gazette. Big shout out to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Latest tip, Blue Flame Stables at 36.66. Big shout out. That came in a few days ago, so appreciate that a lot. And then the legend for the month is Mr. Pack Sandman at $69. Let's get some nices in chat for Pack, the legend Sandman. So right now, with a tip of 0 to 99, you get a free breed with any one of my male horses. Tier 2, you get a free breed and or a UU offspring. In addition to a up to 10 horse stable review. Tier 3, 200 plus, you get all three prizes. However, all about accessibility, everyone having a chance to be involved in some way. No way he did, JMO. No way he did. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that horse out. MJ for all, if you're not the sole highest legend of the month, that's okay. I still want to give you an opportunity in return for giving back to me into the stream. And that's in the form of tips. So $1 to $5 are automatically entered. And that horse that you would be winning this month would be the Z16 exclusive Buterin Coral Wave coat. And so basically it's kind of a tiered entry system for that. So super excited. Again, you don't have to donate, but the donations have already paid dividends, in my opinion, of being mostly reinvested back into the stable, back into other horses for breeding, to try and improve the MJ for All and MJ Legend program, along with bringing you extra quality. So big shout on that. The big thing I want to focus on tonight, there have been a ton of Zed updates in this past week, and I want to hit on all of them, good, bad, and ugly. I've got some feelings. But yeah, so let's just get started. Let's dive right in, talking about Zed skins. So a few things with the Zed skins, and I'll go ahead. I'll click on one. We can zoom in. This is the most common one. This is the one that I have. This isn't my exact one. I'm excited for the ability of skins. Things like Fortnite skins are super, super popular. So I think this will bring a really cool element to Zed. I don't think this is going to be like a game changer by any means, but I'm not against skins. I think once we have this capability, it will be awesome for the community. And I think it's a cool way of doing it through a Zed pass. This one being a NASCAR pass. These are NASCAR themed skins. In the future, ideally, there would be other passes that you could get, and you would kind of see hopefully through what we get from the Zed pass with NASCAR, what we'd get with those different tiered in past systems. McLovin78, thank you so much for that $5 tip. I really, really appreciate that. And congrats, you are now entered in for that Z16. So a few things about the NASCAR Pass in general. One being this isn't the only thing we're going to get with the NASCAR Pass. I'm pretty sure. I don't know that for certain, but I'm pretty sure that there's more coming from it. I would like to see more value come out of this, and I hope there is more. I think there's going to be more, but it's not for sure because I don't think the skin enough is alone to warrant this pass system in the future. If it is, you're going to see the price of these passes drop considerably, I think. But yeah, more to come. Excited. Airmic2000, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So I'd say I'm kind of in between. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty bullish on the concept around the passes. Skins, take them or leave them. It's kind of cool. It's fun, cosmetic. You can add some customization into the game, which is awesome. I think it's a step in the right direction, a step in an exciting direction. Just adding more utility to our horses, to the ecosystem. So I'm pretty excited about that. Then we get to talk about my favorite subject. Next, let me know what you think about the skins in chat. I'd be really curious to see that. And while you do that, thank you, Pack. I appreciate it. Okay, Zed throws something in. ZG, let me know your thoughts. Darkside says the artwork sucks. I think it is. It's kind of simple, but it's kind of in line with the car. I think we're going to see some cool things going forward. I think there's a lot more detail in like the Atari skins. I'm not necessarily saying that those are amazing. I think they're kind of cool. I think the concept's cool. And I think I think these will grow and get better over time. You cannot attach them yet. Going back to ZG's comment, how do you feel about updating the token contracts to allow skins? I have no feeling on that. I have no comment on that at this time. I really haven't looked into it much. I read that they did that, but I'd love to get your opinion, your thoughts on that as well. BG, welcome to the stream. Art isn't terrible except for the 73 skin, which is the one I got. Oh no, I'm so sorry, BG. I am so sorry. When a tournament be presented with the skin, that could be a pretty cool concept. It's like a way of saying, hey, this horse won. It'd have to be tied to that horse in some way. But I think that's really, really cool. Any details on the AMA? I have no idea. Speaking of AMAs, though, we're going to go a little sidebar here for a minute. I threw out a little tweet earlier today about coming to hang out with me in Discord and Voice. And I had some people kind of take me up on that, especially one who was pretty active. We hung out. We had a great time, chatted a little bit. And I won't say what it is, and this person told me they will not say what it is. But they got a little bonus for coming, hanging out, and talking Zed. So, I like doing little secrets, little giveaways, little things like that. I'm sure they will be able to talk about it in time, hopefully. But yeah, some pretty exciting things. So watch out for little tweets like that. I like to sneak some things in there. Red says, I like the default horses more than any of these skins. If they allow community-created skins, whole new conversation. I agree. I think that'd be cool. They're going to have to put a lot of restrictions and have like some sort of review process on those skins, because that could get pretty inappropriate pretty quick, I feel like. Doing pretty well. How you doing, Lucky? Welcome to the stream, brother. Happy to have you here. McLovin would be happy to have any of them. Doesn't have any. I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, you know what? Prices aren't too bad. 0.04. I mean, that's not necessarily cheap. But I think that's significantly cheaper than the past, so there could be an opportunity there. Zed Gazette says, I'm curious if they're sticking with ERC 721 or a different standard. Also, will it be a manual upgrade or will it happen within the system? I hope it's not a manual upgrade. That would not be a fun time of my life at all. Twitch Insane Machine, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. within the system. When they migrated to Polygon, we had to manually disconnect our horses from the Ethereum network for quite some time. That sounds terrifying. That sounds absolutely, I don't know. That just makes me uncomfortable. Paxos trade 84 for 73. Are you in Riot Racers? We are getting paint shops. I'm not in Riot Racers at this time. I'll say that. BG says it won't be per horse. It'll just need to authorize a new contract for each wallet you control. Interesting. Go ahead. Feel free to keep that conversation going. We're going to move on to the next topic of the night. My favorite. And we'll zoom in because I realize that is nearly impossible to read. But, just copy and pasted a bunch of updates from the Zed Discord. But my favorite, the Redwood City Classic. And, I posted some tweets about this, how I thought that this was kind of a fail. And if I was Netflix, I would be upset. And I don't know if you caught Evergreen's stream on YouTube. Go ahead, give him a follow. Evergreen Zed Jarek, he is awesome. Great interviewer, awesome guy. Super fun to be on his YouTube show. Great YouTube Zed content. A little around the mic sipping action. But basically, I felt this was a really, really big miss for Zed from an advertising standpoint. So the way I understand it, there were 3 types of ad placements for this. 1 being the homepage, 2 being the racetrack, 3 being the big race. I thought the big race was the best opportunity to capitalize on the relationship between Zed and Netflix. And it kind of went off without a bang. There was no fanfare, no excitement. No one was really talking about it. A few people in the community were asking about it. Like, hey, where is this? When is this starting? What does this look like? We want to be involved with this, whether it's actually racing or commentating or watching live. And I just felt the ball was kind of dropped on that. And my inner marketer died when that happened, because it is the best place to have that conversation, to create a story around the relationship that you're having. So the homepage, people only log in the homepage for 30 seconds. If you're established in Zed, you don't care about the Netflix banner. You'll see it maybe once or twice. Okay, cool. And you're done. Like, there's no lasting impact there. Same thing with the racetrack. You're on the racetrack. I feel like it was a reskinned King Koi. You can't see what the pictures are when you're looking at them. And again, there's no lasting impact because that's a standard experience for everyone. This is the monumental, this is the big experience. This is the big race. This is the big moment for all of this. And nothing, because you could have built up, the connection to an Old West connection. You could have built up storied horses to, a piece of history. You could have tied, or just like the historical aspect of the Old West. You could have tied in Netflix more. You could have built up hype to get people talking about this on Twitter, for example. Then you have more people talking about it. You get more people excited about it. You get people who maybe aren't following Zed or into Zed. Hey, what is this thing that Netflix is partnered with? So many people know Netflix. So many more than Zed. It was such a lasting opportunity. And then the race itself. And then talking about the race. Again, content around the race. No one was able to do it because it just kind of fired off. And so, again, there's no lasting story about this partnership with Netflix. And that was just, in my book, such a huge, huge miss. Absolutely. So the inner marketer in me just died when that happened, because that's how you create your story. That's how you create your moment. That's how you create your content, and third-party content, which is huge. And it was gone. They say, however, though, the future of sponsored races is incredibly bright. I hope so, and I hope they do a better job of positioning themselves for success with these types of events. Because I think it could really do a lot for Zed and a lot for their partners and their sponsors as well, and creating lasting partnerships between the two ecosystems. Going to take a minute to circle back to chat, read some of your comments and thoughts on this moment, whether you liked it or not. So BG says, won't be per horse. You just need to authorize a new contract for each wallet. Awesome. Pay gas to unauthorized. That sounds like a pain, Zed Gazette. Pack Salmon says, no big deal, MJ. No big deal. Well, yeah, it really wasn't because nothing came of it. Nothing happened. McLovin, like myself, didn't know anything until it was over. Clown watched it on Sean vs. All. That's fantastic. I love it. Rorka, how you doing? Lucky is hyped to see King Koi back. Me too. Oz Red says they didn't want to advertise people betting 3,000 each for a sponsored race. The whole deal was just in-game advertising IMO, nothing to do with promoting Zed, but it should have been and it could have been. Like, that's the thing. This could have been big for Zed. This could have been big for Netflix. This could have been big for both parties, and it wasn't. Ryan Temple says, if I wasn't watching Sean at the time, I would have no idea it happened. Yet I watched the film purely because of Zed advertised it. See, fantastic. Like, so many more opportunities like this could have happened. Being smart ass referring to the tweet. I figured. Thank you, Pack. Darthside, who did you send the DM to? If that was to me, can you let me know what platform? Twitch Insane Machine said Zed dropped the ball. Huge lost opportunity. Marketing new players, Netflix house. Hold name, absolutely. Benefits of early adoption, I suppose I can ask. Okay. I was told one of their staff came second. Really? No way. Yeah, speaking of that, big shout out to One and Morticia. Rest in peace and Sentinel. Shout out to those 3 horses. Yeah, I agree, Kingpin. Like, the people could use them or fill them for themselves just for the glory. Sent here on Twitch, but basically your direct web tips not showing in stream. They won't show in stream. There's no alert tied to it, because that's a third party thing that I set up. If you did though do that, please let me know, so I can properly thank you. Would greatly appreciate that. Send 20. Thank you so much, Darthside. Thank you. I'll make sure you get in on that. I'm gonna make a note of that. Somewhere. Make a note of that right here. I really appreciate that, Darthside. Thank you, Darthside 20. Thank you. Wait, oh, okay, you sent me. Wait, hold on. You sent me 20 of. Oh, it was tips, or was it something for a raffle? Oh, don't need the raffle. Oh, you're saying you don't need the raffle entries. I got you now. Thank you, Darthside. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, man. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. Sorry, I've got some family planning stuff going on right now for the weekend. Phone keeps blowing up. Next thing I want to talk about is, and again, world's smallest font. Let's make this a little bigger for you. I'd like to introduce a new Zed community moderator. Diana. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Just finished master's degree, Master of Science at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, where she enjoyed being a teaching assistant. Diana also loves video games and has a lot of interest in crypto, got involved with the NFTs beginning of this year. Zed quickly became both a hobby and a passion. Currently lives in lovely Massachusetts with her partner and 3 black cats. Loves traveling, Starbucks, coffee, and sci-fi shows. So if you see her in chat, in Discord, say hello, greet her warmly, and please be kind. Please be kind. Next thing I want to talk about is and again, I'm sorry, I should have had these pre-queued up a little better for us. Talking about race classes. So I think this is a good change of something that happened, and that you're preventing horses from racing up. I think it's a step into a bigger picture direction of an updated class structure. I mean, pretty straightforward, really. You can't race in higher classes. Ryan Temple, $6.69. Love everything you do, mate. Thank you so much, Ryan Temple. Let's give Ryan Temple some nices in chat. Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that greatly. But one thing I wanted to point out here, and I love that Zed is doing this. This is my favorite part of this update. Is this link down here for the product portal. So if you want to give feedback, more than just doing what I did and ranting on Twitter, if you have something tangible you think that you can bring to the table, hit up. I'm going to throw this link in chat. I am so congested. I'm so sorry. This is their product portal. I've talked about it before. If you're new, highly recommend checking this out. And you can kind of see the roadmap of Zed. So here's what's under consideration, custom races, notifications, create your own race, betting on races. Wait, what? Ooh, that is very, very exciting. Hide racehorse option. That would be huge. Automated racing. Then they have a discovery phase, so seasons and battle pass, kind of going on what we were talking about earlier with the Zed NASCAR pass. Redesign the activity feed. So like you can submit ideas right up here. You can vote on ideas under development. So I mean, you can kind of see what's kind of coming down the pipeline for Zed, which is really, really cool. Check that link out. If you have ideas, throw them out there. Let the community decide if that should be a good improvement to work towards. And we'll figure things out from there. I mean, I'm sure the Zed community then will weigh that, and you might see your idea implemented. Pretty exciting stuff. Next, we have the update to the wallet. So that they got rid of the traditional ETH, however you may describe it, and now it only shows your WETH. I think it's WETH. I don't know. Both are correct. You're always right. You can't go wrong. Now it only shows your what would be the WETH balance, so on Polygon Network. It's streamlined, it's simple, it's clean. I love it. Very, very, very easy. I'm not sure if they've introduced the Biconomy update yet. God, my levels are still so high. That would be awesome. I'm afraid to test that, but that's pretty exciting. I think it's another step in the right direction. Zed came out with a lot of updates, which is awesome. How you doing, Trot? Welcome to the stream. So happy we follow each other on Twitter, my guy. Yeah, same. Like, just calling it ETH, it feels weird. I'm so happy that the screenshot has the mouse over so you can see Polygon. The first time I saw this, I'm not gonna lie, I was super confused. And had no idea what that was. I was very confused. That's a good point, McLovin. It kind of is. Hey, Star Blue, how you doing? Yeah, it kind of is confusing. So next we got another update. I mean, just look at all these updates that happened in a week. I went back a week. All of these things have happened within a week. Terms and conditions. Love this. They hinted at this a while back that they were going to use it. Andy, what are you confused about? How can we help you? That they're going to make some of these changes. They want to try and protect the integrity. They're cracking down more so on bots. So zero tolerance, not cracking down. I take that back. Zero tolerance on bots, offensive stable, or racehorse names. I feel like I say bots weird. Super excited about that. I skimmed through certain parts of it. There are some interesting Twitter conversations about how we can and can't use our horses, as well as some thoughts about gate preferences mattering. I don't think really anything has changed. I really think it's just there to Jesus, McLovin. That it's a way to just protect themselves. I don't think there's going to be any sort of crazy crackdowns. I don't think gate preference is really going to be a thing. Yeah. So I basically blindly accepted. And McLovin says there's still an offensive name out there. I don't know if it's rolled out yet. I don't think it was a blanket rollout. Usually, in my opinion, things like this take time, or you have some blanket filters you apply, and then you kind of go through and do more of a manual check or add like different. I don't know how to describe this. How do I say this? What's the word? Like different um lists, maybe to go down. Is a decent way of saying it. Um. Okay, Andy's good. Zed Cassette. Do you think Gold War Twitter account is a violation of rights? Great question. Um, I'm gonna say no. I mean, I could see how it could be though, because like if I decide to get very offensive, sorry, if Gold War decided to get very offensive, which I mean, he's come close a few times, at least towards me, not towards anyone else. He just doesn't like me. Um, they could do something about that, but at the same time, like it's hard to police that. But on one hand, it's good for community growth. On the other hand, it could get out of hand very quickly. Um, and it's not tied to the direct asset. So I really don't think you could enforce that. I mean, when you expand that out into like other aspects of social media, et cetera, et cetera. I'm so puff. I'm so sorry. I butchered your name so bad. But they say that I think they may need to be able to rename the offensive horses. Somebody could just have bought one that somebody else named and it gets banned. I agree. I like that. That's a really, really good point. That's a really, really good point. Gizzle says Bunny Park about to get hit with a cease and desist. Yeah, my own horse trot, Gold War, does not like me. So that's kind of garbage. We're working on it though. He's been very quiet on Twitter lately. We've had some kind of behind the scenes conversations. And I think hopefully he'll be back on the track soon. Um, I don't think there will be serious legal battles. I really hope not. But no worries. Zed Retro, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Love the morning coffee. Hope it's in the donkey glue mug. Just want my balance went up. Surprise win for the win. Let's go, Lucky. That's a great feeling. With his tourney performance, he really didn't enter in the tourney too much. Maybe he. Well, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, we're gonna have a talk maybe tonight after stream. Um, oh, permanent trip to the vet. Ouch. Oh, they can rename. Andy says that's super super exciting. Super super exciting. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I think this is pretty cool. Um, I don't think so. I don't think that does the same thing. Twitch Insane. I really don't. Here's another update I'm super stoked about. Breeding fee changes, improved breeding fees. I think this is big. This makes breeding a lot more accessible. A lot more accessible. Um, and I really think that it's kind of opened the game back up. However, I don't think that's good because, in a way, there's such a flood of horses on the market right now that are super cheap. So, unless you think you've got some stellar breeds that you've just been waiting on, um, uh, it's exciting that it's accessible now. I'll say that. I don't think the value is there totally. Um, but yeah, that's Darkside brings up an interesting point. Why breed below Genesis? I mean, yeah, 0.08, I believe it was what 0.1309 for a Genesis knock before, like a 0.05 savings is pretty decent. Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, that's peanuts. Absolute peanuts. I mean, again, unless you can identify what you think is a good breeder. Genesis to legendary, etc. Bojack says, like, come on, a Knack Pacer's more expensive than a Zabo Genesis Mental. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, it's a step. It's not a final answer. Um, yeah, why breed with anything but Genesis? That's a very very good point. How are we doing on time tonight? 7:37. The next point, and I had this queued up. Before I knew anything. Encourage you again. Going to be a shorter stream tonight. But check out after stream. I believe it's 8 Central Time, 9 Eastern. Check out Zed Gazette. He's going live with the head of product tonight. And again, I'll zoom in on the tweet. I just sent the link in chat. The new head of product on Twitter Spaces tonight. So product Zed Run. His name is Daniel. And if you have questions, go ahead and throw them below. Naming crackdown. Oh yeah. So there's right on stream. Yeah, there's some names, some examples. Big shout out to Darthside. Supercope plans, Darth Talon. Let's go. Too many horses I can't sell, McLovin. I'm so sorry. Oh no, it's delayed. It's delayed. When is it delayed until Zed Gazette? Won't accept soon answers. I love that. Let's check out the profile. Let's see if we got an update here. About an hour until Twitter Spaces. No. Is it probably 3 weeks is what we came to terms on? Oh, so with that meeting with Dan. A bit further down. Boop, 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 boop. Was this? Oh, that's the reminder. All right. Well, I lost it. Well, apparently it's delayed. Are there going to be any Twitter Spaces tonight from you, ZG? Wish I had sooner. All right, Lucky. Way to offload the donkeys. And then finally, I was there? Where? I'm so confused right now. I'm still all right, having an open mic. Oh, nice. All right, maybe I'll pop in while I'm packing. Oh, are you kidding me? Of course it is. Of course it is. Thank you. So someone else added to the community. This is Gwen. I think I'm saying that correctly. Again, please let me know. One sec. So Gwen, known as Plum on Discord or Twitter, internet nerd, more than 25 years. That's impressive. Wrangle bots, tighten up server security, and give all those fake spam accounts the good old stanky boot. So super excited, big into sci-fi fantasy, played countless hours of countless RPGs, live on a line. So super excited. Again, someone else added the community, help clean things up. More so than just a direct community manager. So that is super exciting. Again, if you see Gwen on, make sure you say hello and please be kind. That's another thing I wanted to talk about quickly is security. I'm seeing more and more alerts come out lately across multiple Discords of fake accounts trying to reach out. So if you're in Discord, right click on a server. I believe it's privacy settings, and you can turn off DMs for that server. I highly recommend you do that for all NFT related servers that you are in. If it's not a server of like you and just some close friends, maybe leave that open. But definitely, please, turn off those DMs. Help protect yourself. It won't give you foolproof, but will definitely help a little bit. Thank you, ZG. Enjoy that beer ski. Enjoy that num num juice. So please be careful. Do not accept DMs or messages or links from anyone you don't know. Even if the offer sounds amazing, ignore it. Reach out to the project directly. See if this is a thing. Confirm with actual people from the website, from the actual Discord. Don't just click on the links. Please be very careful. Yeah, and also clean up your DMs. So that'll be very nice. Zed Wallet PC is fake. Absolutely is. Zed will never reach out to you to download something in a DM on Discord. So just please be careful, be wary of that. Mikma, how you doing? Welcome, brother. All right, last thing I wanted to talk about tonight is the Fibonacci Cup. This is tournament number 2 in Zed Run. Super interesting in that there are now 2 tiers. There's an A and a B. A has a higher purse than B, so that's kind of exciting. Same distance funnels, similar criteria, though it's only a week instead of 2. Minimum 30 races, and they must correspond to a distance funnel. So horse ranked 1 through 92 will qualify for the quarterfinals of Tournament A. 193 to 384 in each funnel will qualify for Tournament B. So within each funnel, you need to be in the top 384 horses. Sorry, Golden Glow. No worries, brother. Happy to have you here. So that there are this many horses. Qualifying race horses are decided based on their average points. So it's not just a total. Golden Glow hitting them up with a boot. Thank you, Golden. Appreciate it. Love the boots in chat. Darkside brings up a good point. 150,000 horses, 1152 make it. That's less than 1% will qualify. Yeah, absolutely, Crazy Cat, for sure. So you're in Discord, right-click on a server, and we'll get back to Fibonacci in a second, but this is really important. Security is incredibly important. So go in Discord, right-click on a server, go to privacy settings, and it's just a simple toggle that says accept DMs from people in the server. Turn that off. That way, if someone does want to message you, they can send a friend request. That gives you time to identify, hey, do I know this person or not? Do I actually want to talk to them? It's so much cleaner. So much cleaner. Let me know if that helps, Crazy Cat. If you still have other questions, don't feel bad. Please throw them in chat. Happy to help out in any way that we can. Getting the dose with Darthside. That's got to be a phrase. Getting a dose of Darthside. I like that. BG just kicked the hornet's nest. Your latest tweet for the thread. What thread was that, BG? Yeah, pull it up. Okay, we're getting a handful of people in here saying to let's pull this up. We can take a little break. We'll get back to Fibbo in a minute. Fibonacci, excuse me. Ooh. Is it this one right here, BG? Dose of Dartside. I love it. Shared what I reported to Zed last month. 3 performance changes to distance preference. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this. All right. About a month ago, I sent a few people at Zed Run, including These Aren't Goats, my findings on some fairly drastic changes to how distance preference affects performance since 8/23. Cool. We're going to enhance. This is exactly what I sent Zed. I find it impossible to argue that there were no changes to performance after seeing the data here, and Dan acknowledged the changes and told me they were intentional. Okay, we're gonna open this up, new tab. Lucky says getting crushed because of the tournament, even though she doesn't have a shot. I'm running my first 2 horses up into class 1 with free races to see where she finishes. Okay, perfect. So we've got this. We can take some time to briefly kind of skim through this. Excuse me. To prevent stream distances from being entirely dominated by horses with shorter high distance preference, that sometimes distance preference at the field level is applied negatively, which causes high distance preference horses in those races to do worse instead of better. Easily inferable by first inferring distance preference for all horses using weighted short long flames by distance, weighted elo by distance, weighted odds by distance, etc., then using linear regression On final position, distance preference, cool. To estimate the gross ordering of horses by distance preference in each race. This is a graph slope of that race time for every 1,000-meter race. Okay. And so you can kind of see here, I mean, just visually, something ain't right. The drastic change to A23, what I'm concerned about is it seems like a change in the racing algorithm that was not communicated to users. In conversation with the team's insistence that those changes will be communicated. When binned by era, the effect similarly drastic. Here we look at whether the slope was negative. Example, high distance preference had a negative impact on position for a given race by the 3 game eras. So original, fatigue, and stamina. Quite a change. So yeah, you see like, sheesh. Because this change has made horses with high distance preference drastically more consistent, more firsts at their preferred distance and more 12ths at their opposite distance, e.g. 10 preferred and 22 opposite. Okay, yep, so that makes sense. So we talk about how, and lots of people have talked about this. Hey, Foxy Burger, how you doing? That, if you go from one, sprinter, try marathon and vice versa. So like, yep, okay, makes sense. Totally following so far. And if this is all too much, if you don't understand this, I'm going to throw this link down here. You can take, I'm blowing through this stuff. Definitely take a look, take a read. This is important. I'm glad we're looking through this. This is very important. This is about the community. This is about accessibility. I think BG's a very stand-up guy. I have nothing but great things to say about him. He's been nothing but kind and generous to me, with information and time. I think he does some great work. This is very important to review. So this change made it easier for high distance preference horses to declass. Distance is now much more consistent at delivering 12th place finishes. Okay, makes sense. Chart shows the share of first place in 1,000 going to the 7th quantile of horses with higher short distance preferences is increased by negative 12%. So again, looking at the 3 eras, original, fatigue, stamina, and you can just see like, hey, regardless of if you understand this or not, this is not consistent. And you can just leave it at that. Similarly, the share of 12th place finishes at 1,000-meter races going in the 7th quantile of horses with the highest long distance preference. So again, that would be opposite. So you see that change. Has increased by about 12%. So yeah, you're going from like 35 to 47. Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. So I believe this makes my point that horses with high distance preference are much more consistent since A23, both in their ability to win and their ability to declass. People seem to be noticing change performance as well. People claiming that the distance spook chain is no longer exists or wondering why their performance has changed and leaning into alternate explanations to involve distance preference. I think people will always argue to find reasons for changes in performance, but in my eyes, a change this drastic seems like it may be both unintentional, potentially damaging to public sentiment about Zed. Very, very straightforward, data-backed, and it doesn't say this is law, this is exactly how things should be or how things are. No, like it's, here are my findings, here's what I'm presenting. Please let me know your thoughts. I have concerns. Perfect. Like, very well stated, BG. Fantastic. So let's go back to the thread. I'm sorry. I'm sneezing like crazy. Allergies are off. Hold on, please. 1 second. All right, we're back. All right, so I argued they should communicate these changes to the community. And when they declined, I tweeted out this poll because I wanted to know what community sentiment was around changes to the race algorithm. Okay. What's the smallest magnitude of change that I remember this, to the racing algorithm Zed should communicate to its users? Data nerd changes being ones that I might notice, very noticeable being ones that many people notice without fancy graphs. So let's show the poll. Most people resoundingly said any changes. Some people said data nerd size changes. But yeah, or all the way, up to any. Like, I feel like those are the 2 big ones. So that's like, yeah, hey, just please communicate more things. This is a conversation I had with Dan. I have not heard anything since. I also pinged him in Zed General on Discord again the other day, recommunicating this change. Let's have a look, shall we? Enhance. Oh, it dehanced. Let's enhance. Now we're just hancing. I'm gonna read this on my screen because the struggle bus is real right now. Yo found something weird. Will not share publicly until I get a response from Zed within a reasonable time frame, say 2 weeks. But here's my write up. So, and I believe that's a write up from before. And what BG did here is what you should do when you find something that is not right, or a bug or a glitch or something that's wrong. Bring it to the attention of the people that are making the platform. Give them an opportunity to discuss, to remedy it. Like, this is handled beautifully. Thanks for this. I'll share it with the team. Fantastic. Thanks, Dan. Okay, cool. Hey, BG. So I shared your findings with the team and clarified that it was intentionally part of the stamina updates that we did have to rectify an oversight, which would have meant that stamina, would not have worked in a realistic way. Any insight as to why distance preference is affected so much relative to other factors. That's all I've got, I'm afraid. I don't think we can go into many details, really. This would seem to directly contradict your previous statement that performance changes will be communicated, though. I suppose it was deemed more of a fix than a change, and not major enough to communicate. Any major changes or updates will be communicated, and I'll make sure of that. I'm not going to read any more. I will, but I just want to pause and say, like, what? To me, it sounds like they're trying to get out on a technicality of, oh, it wasn't a change, it was an error, we fixed it, and we're going to throw it under the rug. It's one thing if you're offering a free service, but like, we're talking about people have invested tons of money into this and time. I don't love that answer from Dan. That makes me a little uncomfortable. Lucky asked, would this mean some horses might be more viable after age 23 than they were before? I think that definitely could be the case. Yeah, change versus fix. Like, that's not cool. I feel like anything that would affect the algorithm, which would affect racing, needs to be communicated. Yes. So I'm going to finish reading this now. And again, apology. I feel like this is MJ's School for Ants. Trying to read this on stream, so I'm gonna narrate this again. BG says, it is a change that is larger than major. I agree. It's a massive change in performance for a subset of horses. Between what was said down there in the comments and what I just talked about, like, yes, same page. Dan says, I'll talk to the team and see if they want to communicate any more. It's a fine balance because so much of this game is about discovery. Well, yes, and I love that about Zed. But this isn't discovery. This is something that they implemented unintentionally, admittedly unintentionally. What? And now they're going to play the discovery card. I'm sorry. But no, this stream's going to be a little longer than I expected. This stream's going to be a little longer than I expected. I'm upset. I'm hurt. I feel a little betrayed. Not cool. Not cool. Yeah, horses that could win now can't. Maybe vice versa. Re-explore horses. I think that's fair. Yeah, I might need some. Absolutely, Pat. You might be right, man. Continuing finish this. We'll get back to the thread. I'll talk to the team and see what they communicate. Balance. So much more about discovery. I agree. The game is about discovery. That's what we just said. But discovery is they nerfed 85% of horses by making 15% of the horses way more consistent winners and declassers. People are just going to liquidate en masse. I'll have a chat to the team. Okay. That was on 10/23. almost a month ago. The story continues. According to Zed Gazette, the Zed team has asked him to investigate the issue. And who told me what? Based on his Twitter DM to me the other day. Rather than just asking me directly about it, I'm extremely concerned that this is the strategy Zed has chosen. Don't know if I understand that, but let's read this. Okay, replying to BG Alt, Zed Gazette. Benefits of early adoption, I suppose. I can ask the right people. You should double check with Dan, though. The team was having me investigate the algo change stuff because there was no changes. Distance pref is baked into the ones and zeros. Can't tamper with it. Interesting. So, but I feel like maybe they can't tamper with the horse, but if they tamper with the algorithm... So let's reread this tweet. According to Zed Gazette, the Zed team has asked him to investigate the issue. And who told me what? Based on his Twitter DM to me the other day. Rather than just asking me directly about it. I'm extremely concerned that this is the strategy Zed has chosen. Ooh, ZG, you're back right in time. We're going through BG's latest tweet thread about this. The Zed team has said that there were no changes to the algo. Dan miscommunicated and isn't the one who is responsible for that comms. I guess any further... We're going to keep going through this thread, but any further notes there, ZG, to add. BG says, I would have loved for Zed to communicate these changes themselves, but if they're going to have people play spy, all I can really do is show you all exactly what I see and the conversations I had with Zed and let you decide for yourselves. I think that's fair. He's given an ample amount of time. He's presented findings, which Zed hasn't... It'd be one thing if Zed said, hey, you know what? You're seeing this because of this. And it's X because of Y. So... like, refute what BG's saying if that's not true to Zed. That's my comment to Zed. Apologies in advance if this makes your horses worth less money. Changes around the 15th may be entirely explained by changing competition. No smoking gun yet, but still investigating. When we came on October 6th, accusing these changes and arguing that Zed communicate, I wasn't wrong. You and everyone else who kept bugging me to look further are the reason I kept digging into this and wanted Zed to communicate these changes. They have so far refused to do so. Lack of communication will be why. All I can say is you're a legend. Seeing this drastic change. So, yeah, I mean, maybe that would be a good conversation for the Twitter spaces. Like, so, I mean, if they are baked into the ones and zeros, if the distance preference is baked in, but, like, couldn't they tweak the algo to favor certain horses more? I'm coming at the standpoint of just, like, trying to understand. See you, ZG. Be over soon. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that, BG. And I agree, Zed could have handled things a lot differently. Like, refuted the claims that BG made, more clearly communicated. I don't love that this was put under the label of discovery. Because I don't want to play a guessing game on changes that they can make at any time for any reason, whether intentional or not. Yeah. Not too cool. Let's go back to Fibonacci Cup. I want to talk a little bit about strategy, then I think we'll wrap up for the night. So with this tournament, and with the first tournament and this tournament, and by the way, this is why it's called the Fibonacci Cup, is the way that the points built on each other. And again, it's off of average points. that you would need to qualify. When approaching these tournaments, it's hard because, especially with you can't down class, you're going to shoot up in class over time, and that's not great for a lot of horses and for a lot of you. So the way I approach it is, I think I have some horses that maybe, possibly, under the right circumstances and with a bit of luck, could qualify, hypothetically. Darkside says, have a top 8% horse, see if you have a shot. So the way that I kind of look at getting into and racing in this tournament, I haven't really done it yet, but one, wait a day or two. I know it's only 7 days, so it's a short qualifying period. If you can afford, wait a day or two. So what that's going to do is that's going to help the field thin out a little bit, especially if you're at lower classes, by boosting people up, whether they belong to be up or not. So start by doing that. Then enter in your horse, put it in 3-4 races, see how it does. If you are in line, if you are currently qualifying, at that amount of races for the tournament, maybe you would consider entering under the assumption that you'd be okay moving up a few classes. Now, the way to mitigate this is to then take that initial batch of races. If you're not in the realm of qualification or already qualified under those first few races, I would not race anymore. If you want to, and if you're within the realm of qualification after your initial batch of 4 or 5 races, I would see where you sit. And ideally, you would be, in a perfect world, you would be sitting with some cushion, with, 50, 100 spots below you. And yes, you have to hit 30 races. And you have to keep in mind that this is average. But I feel like with some simple math and looking at those averages, you can see, okay, long term, will I go up or not? And 2, can I balance that out with some higher competition races? Because maybe you're super selective, or with some races that maybe I would finish kind of more in this middle area. And yes, that's going to drop my average down, but because of that cushion, should be able to balance out. And that would be the way to, in my opinion, to kind of mitigate and balance to reduce the amount you would class up while also kind of maintaining some sort of position. What I've outlined here is a perfect scenario. If at any point in that scenario, in that chain of things, first 3 races, boom, cushion. Next few races, okay, let's finish more in the middle. Boom, nailed it. Still, that cushion is now decreased, but you're still qualifying, but you're not moving up a million classes. Fantastic. If at any point in those steps, you start moving up too fast, I would just stop. In my opinion. Because especially if you are in class 5, class 4 paid, it's going to be a hard time coming down from class 2. So, want you to make as smart and as educated decisions as possible. I want this platform to be accessible to as many of you as possible. So if you're interested in the tournament, if it excites you, enter cautiously. Go with a tiered approach, whatever that may be, whether it's what I outlined or not. And at any point in time, one of those steps or one of those tiers breaks down, I would just hold. Yeah, it's not going to be fun to not race. I know you want to. I want to race so bad. I might try and race a few tonight. But just be careful, because I want you to get the most out of your horses that you can. I have no idea what changes are going to come to the class system. I don't know if things are going to be wiped, if horses are going to be moved up, moved down. I have no idea what that's going to look like. But I'm just trying to preach a word of caution so you can get the most out of your horses, out of your stable. Clone Assassin says, great content, MJ. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you could ride between 1 and 2, that would be fantastic. They're selling horses that have run 8 to 10 races that don't qualify cheap. A flood on open seat. Wow. Mikma says you need a chance, need to wins to have a real race at I can't talk. You need wins to be a real chance at to have a real chance of qualifying. It means we'll move through the grades quickly, but if you're on track, catch 22. I'm just racing like normal. If one qualifies, it does. Yeah, just be careful of your classing up, McLovin. Please be careful for that. All right, well, we're going to wrap things up tonight. I've got to pack. I've got to work still. So sorry for cutting things a little short. I might try and pop over into ZG's Twitter space. If you want to, feel free to join me over there. We will load this up right here. I'll throw the link in chat to his account. We need to dehance. Boom. Oh, we're on Painted Ponies now. Let's go to Zed Gazette. And he is currently live. So if you'd like to join in, here's his Twitter. Thank you all so much. If you wanted a horse race, horse eval, and didn't get to it, shoot me a DM. Depending on how things go tonight, after I wrap stuff up, I would be more than happy to get on that for you. We're gonna see if we're gonna check real quick. Don't leave yet. If you're interested in actually watching more Zed content on stream, we're gonna see if anyone else is streaming. We'll go ahead and give them a raid quick. But yes, please, if you wanted a horse eval, it looks like Naruto is streaming. We're going to go ahead and raid Naruto Racing real quick. So definitely hang out or hop in both. Give ZG's Twitter space a follow. All right, we will be raiding in 6 seconds. Ooh, my viewer count is stuck at 69. Nice. All right, we are heading over to Naruto Racing. Everyone, let's throw some hype, throw some love, throw some emotes in chat when we get over. Talk to you all soon, possibly on Sunday. I am off next Thursday due to the U.S. holiday of Thanksgiving, and I will be out of town. But at the very least, should see you the Sunday after that. Be good, be safe. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you all. I appreciate you. Let's chat soon.